Welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. I'm Kathy, a registered dietitian, a yoga teacher, and a mom. And here we talk about health, food, and family through a non-diet and mindful lens. There's no measuring cups, no strict food rules, and definitely no guilt. Today, we're talking about pre-toxing and what that means as we head into the fall season. You've heard of a detox, right? Maybe a juice cleanse or rigid supplement routine, promising to detox your body or clean it out. More often than not, these routines are not necessary as your body has built-in detoxing machines called the kidneys and the liver. So let's focus on supporting those instead. I am happy to report that many of you are shifting your focus to preventative measures instead of overindulging on vacation because it's vacation and you deserve it. And then coming back home only to go on a juice detox or a cleanse. You are now shifting your focus to a more proactive approach. This is kind of like pre-toxing. It's shifting the focus from post-holiday juice cleanses to a gradual, supportive dietary and lifestyle shifts. The problem, though, is that while the concept is fine, it still leads to this diet mentality leading up to vacation or the holidays. So let's pull on this pre-toxing thread a little bit, shall we? In the spirit of the change of the seasons, which as we go from summer to fall, the produce is abundant and for the most part, it's fresh and accessible. Now is the time to enjoy this bounty and do what generations of people have done before us. Stock up. If you have access, find a local farmer's market and support local farmers. Get some friends together and prepare freezer meals to save for busy school nights. And simply enjoy the freshness and peak ripeness of all the fruits and vegetables around you. Then, as the nights start to cool and the days get shorter, notice your natural inclination to eat more warming foods. Things like soups, fresh bread, casseroles, and baked potatoes. This is our natural pre-tox. It's a way of preparing our body to shift with the season and stay warm through the winter. So building off of the concepts that we've been talking about in my last two videos this month, I want to continue talking about mindfulness and intuitive eating through this pre-toxing lens with these three quick and easy tips. When you're thinking about the upcoming holidays and the upcoming transition into fall, this time of the year tends to go by really fast. I know with a lot of my friends, we start joking about how you start, like school starts and then it's New Year's. And then we're already into 2027. Like it feels like you blink and the year is over. It goes so fast. So in the spirit of this trend of pre-toxing, without the diet mentality though, right? We're taking that like, I have to do this so that I can indulge later. We're taking steps towards mindful eating so that we can feel good throughout the transition through the rest of the year, including all the festivities and holidays and delicious foods that come with this season. Personally, fall is not only my favorite season, it's also my favorite food season, I guess. I love the freshness of food coupled with the warmth and comforting foods, right? So winter can be very, very heavy, and I get tired of those foods kind of quickly. But I do love soups and stews and casseroles and all of these delicious warming foods, right? Big pots of beans with baked potatoes and rice or freshly chopped up onions on top of beans and greens, and oh my gosh, so good. Anyways, reeling myself in here to dive into these three things. So when we're practicing mindful eating in terms of this pre-tox, of setting ourselves up for a successful transition into fall and eventually winter, the number one thing I want you to think about is to pay attention to your internal cues, okay? This takes practice, and it takes an ebb and flow, but essentially all it is recognizing what your body is telling you. So when you eat a meal, notice how you feel afterwards. Does that meal make you feel tired and sluggish? Do you feel heavy or like there's a rock sitting in your stomach? Or do you feel light and energized and ready to go about the rest of your day, right? Pay attention to these little nuances, and making food choices based on how you want to feel after the meal can lead you to not feeling guilty about what you're eating, and can lead you to feel, as a matter of fact, really good about what you're eating. And then at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you're eating because you're paying attention to how it makes you feel, okay? That's number one. Tip number two, we've talked a lot about slowing down. And in this season of constant ramping up, right? In terms of the world, it's harvest time, right? There's so much to do. And if you're a parent with kids going back to school, we've talked about it already. You're doing the back to school shopping, you're getting the clothes, you're making sure they have all the gear that they need, and your schedule is changing, right? So find a moment to slow down. It doesn't have to be an hour, okay? It doesn't have to be an entire family meal, but a moment to give yourself to breathe. A quick, it can do wonders, okay? Give yourself that moment, okay? As a matter of fact, if you did that breath with me right now, give this video a thumbs up so I know that you've taken your breath today to slow down. And tip number three is to move through the season with grace. And what I mean by that is give yourself the ability to make mistakes. Give yourself the flexibility to enjoy the season without guilt. So for me, that means apple cider donuts when we go apple picking. I don't eat donuts all the time, but I absolutely love apple cider donuts. And when they are fresh and crispy and delicious, that's when I get them, right? I'm not going down to the store every single day and getting some off-the-shelf donuts. Those don't do it for me. I wait. And I can tell you right now that that first donut of the fall season is the best, okay? So give yourself the flexibility to enjoy the foods that you don't normally eat, to indulge a little bit because it's okay, and think about it from a perspective of enjoyment rather than I have to do this because it's the season and I'm never going to get to do it again until next year, right? That's scarcity mindset. We want to avoid that and think about it from a place of abundance, like, oh, I get to do this. It's fall, yay, I get to do this XYZ thing. I get to enjoy XYZ foods. It's a lot about mindset. Mindful eating, a lot about mindset. So those are my 3 tips for you today. As we continue we have one more week of August to continue wrapping up this journey on mindful eating. And I want to give you a quick sneak peek as to what's coming in September. As you might have heard in a previous video, I have a Nourish and Flourish program that is going to be relaunching in January of 2026. Now, for anyone who is signed up to my newsletter through my emails, it's a once a month newsletter. I promise you I will not inundate you with, with all of that. But it's a once a month newsletter, and all subscribers will get early access and a discount code starting in October. So if you are interested in a 90-day transformation journey where I deep dive with you in a small group setting and some one-on-one time to walk through the steps of mindful eating and intuitive eating and learn how to manage your health, whether it's high cholesterol or blood pressure, or you're just trying to eat a little healthier. This Nourish and Flourish program walks you through that process as I say in every video, without counting, without measuring, and without any guilt. So if you're trying to change your diet without all of those things, and you want it to be simple and easy and fun, Nourish and Flourish is for you, okay? And as I mentioned, email subscribers will get early access starting in October. And on top of that, I will be having a kickoff call in September. So stay tuned on all my socials for the date and that announcement. It will be a free 30-minute workshop where I will kind of go into my 3 pillars of food freedom kind of approach that is the foundation of the Nourish and Flourish program. So if any of that sounds interesting, stay tuned, subscribe, sign up for emails, follow me on social media, because 2027 is going to be a big year for Kathy Brown Wellness, and I'm gearing it up now. So I want you to come along for the ride with me, and I would love to support you on your journey through health. So with that, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If there was a nugget of information that you found useful, I'd love for you to jot it down in the comments below so that you can remember it and so that we can start a little dialogue together in the comments. So until next time, I will see you in the next video.